Last night I was on FaceTime with my girlfriend, and before I went to sleep, I told her that I wanted to spray a fragrance on, and I decided to wear tuxedo. Now, I also gave her a sample of tuxedo when we were back in New York that she could spray whenever she wanted to think of me. And she really loves that fragrance, right? So she also decided to wear it. And as I'm talking to her, she's like, damn, this thing smells so good. And I asked, what does this make you think of? You know, what kind of vibe does this fragrance bring? Who do you see it on? Just what's your general, like, where does your mind go when you smell this? And she said that this is the type of fragrance that she'll smell and be like, let's not go out. Let's stay in and do other things. You know, those plans can wait. So I am going to be giving you fragrances that give those reactions. And these are all in-field tested, okay? So I talked about fragrances that do that for me when she wears them and vice versa. So we're going to start, of course, with Tuxedo by YSL. And as always, the discount link for these fragrances going to be in the description box, going to be in the comment section with global shipping, all right? But Tuxedo is just this gorgeous bourbon vanilla fragrance that, like, from first sniff, I've been obsessed with this fragrance. This is definitely my signature scent in the cold weather. I've talked about this for probably over a year now, definitely over a year. Yeah, the first time I really started wearing it was November of last year or before that. And it just has an intoxicating hold on me. And this is something that out of all the fragrances I own, even like, and she has smelled so many of them on me, the way this gets reactions is still top tier. She really loves this. And even when I wear this in public, and I wear it around other people, they can't get enough of it as well. So this is just a winner's fragrance. To me, it smells very rich. It smells very luxurious. It's very seductive. It's addictive, but it's not something that tries to fill the room because it knows that it's the shit, you know? And when you know you're the shit, you don't have to go trying to show everybody that you're the shit. You know what I mean? So Tuxedo, my favorite private blend fragrance. Next up is another private blend. This one is called Ombre Nuit by Dior. Now, this one actually used to be my signature scent. This was my introduction into private blend designer fragrances, but Gabrielle has definitely been the one wearing this more often. And what was interesting is this is the fragrance that I first met her in. This is what I was wearing, right? But she likes it, and she liked it, but she said that it wasn't bold enough for me. It wasn't daring enough. Like, it was a very safe fragrance, and I see that. And then she decided that she wanted to wear it, so she came and she sprayed it on herself, and it honestly smelled really, really good on her. By the way, these two fragrances I've talked about, very unisex. This one is, I would say, more unisex. Some people argue that Tuxedo is more masculine because of what the name is, but there are also people that find this a bit too feminine, so it really depends on your nose. But with Ombre Nuit, this is a rose. I was going to say, hold on. This is a rose amber fragrance. Damn, every single time I smell this, it just takes me back. And I'm like, damn, I should wear this again. You know, I really, really love this scent. Also very intimate, like Tuxedo. I think it's much softer. Well, not much softer, but it is softer than Tuxedo. Definitely something that is noticeable when somebody gives you a hug and they smell it on your neck. I've gotten so many nose to the neck reactions wearing Ombre Nuit. And if you've watched my videos on this, where I said that there was this girl that smelled this on me and she asked me if she can have my bottle of it. So I was like, wow, no, first of all, but I appreciate the compliment. So this, really nice fragrance. Next is a scent I don't have, and it's a new one I tried at Scent Explore. It's called Almaz by Kajal Perfumes. So from the same brand that does Lamar. Yeah. So Almaz is like this silver bottle. It looks just like Lamar. It's kind of, I wish I had Lamar out here with me right now, but I don't. But it's this delicious, fruity fragrance. It has black currant in it. There's some raspberry. There's also some orange. And for the most part, whenever a fragrance has black currant, I'm a sucker for it. So smelling that was love at first sniff for me. And then the guy sprayed it on Gabrielle, and I'm like, damn, she smells so damn good. And it definitely is something that is noticeable. It is a louder fragrance than the last two that I have mentioned, And it's just this fruity concoction of wonderfulness. Now, it does have some sweetness. Excuse me, it does have some sweetness in the dry down because there's some vanilla. I believe there's some tonka bean, maybe some musk, some caramel that kind of sweeten it a little bit. But that fragrance is super unisex. Okay, when I think of it though, because I associate it with Gabrielle, I'm like, okay, this is more of a feminine scent. But as a standalone fragrance, when you spray it, if you're just somebody that loves fruity, then go for it. Trust me, you will smell amazing with it. Next is Rose Blanche by Precious Liquid. I'm showing you the blue agave bottle though, because guess what? Guess who took my Rose Blanche bottle? Gabrielle, right? So she has that at her place, but this is basically what the bottle looks like, except it'll say Rose Blanche down there. And she tends to wear that fragrance straight out of the shower. And it's just this fresh floral scent that makes me want to cuddle. There's something about it that I'm really drawn to. And the thing is, it's not like a super sexy fragrance. You know, it's fresh, it's clean, it's floral, but it makes me want to cuddle. And the interesting thing is that typically when it comes to rose fragrances, I'm not the biggest fan because they kind of skew a bit too mature for my liking. Kind of remind me of grandmother type of perfumes, you know, that type of typecast. But with Rose Blanche, it remains this, I don't want to say youthful, but it doesn't go in the mature direction. It's something that anybody can wear. It doesn't matter if you're a teenager, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 80s, 70s, whatever you are, like you could still wear Rose Blanche, but it's just this really nice, easy to like rose scent. And it wasn't something that I expected to like that much, but every single time she wears it, specifically out of the shower, it just does something to me. So I really, really do love that fragrance. A little bit more on the feminine side. Next is Cedrat Rosé by Mancera. Now, this has definitely been a favorite of hers on me as of lately, and Cedrat Rosé is very addicting, okay? This is a scent that I'll put in the back of my shelf for, I don't know, a couple months, and then I'll randomly decide to wear it, and then I'll wear it for the next 2 weeks straight. It's all I'll wear because, yeah, this is a nice fruity fragrance as well. You know how I was talking about Almaz by Kajal Perfumes? That one's fruity with a little bit of sweetness, but stays unisex. This one is marketed as a unisex fragrance, but it does go more in the masculine direction. Now, kind of reminds me of walking into Jamba Juice, and then it has a woody dry down. But this is a scent that when I have worn it around women in particular, they cannot get enough of it. Now, according to guys on the internet that have been in my comment section, they have their own very different opinions. They're like, oh no, like, it's not even that good, blah, 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 blah. But of course, wear things that you like, wear it for you. But if you are somebody that wants to wear something that's very, very sexy to women, if you want a fragrance that pulls like that, then Cedrat Rosé is the one. If you are not trying to pull men, then Cedrat Rosé is a good fragrance. And it also lasts a very long time. This one lasts over 12 hours on me, but I will say this, asterisk right here, okay? I have the twist cap version of it. And apparently Mancera released a new, I think it's a magnetic cap. And I've had followers complain to me that the performance is absolute garbage. So I haven't tested that, not sure about it. I know they released an intense flanker. So that doesn't surprise me that they watered down the original batch if that was the case, you know. But for me, man, I got this thing for like 60 bucks like last year. You know, and it's the full like 4.2. So a steal. It's a steal. All right. Next up is going to be Delina Exclusive. Now, you know how much I love the original Delina, and that still has a very special place in my heart. But Delina Exclusive is basically that, but put her in like a sexy red dress, in some heels and some eyeshadow. You know, this is like the sexy nighttime version of Delina. Doesn't smell exactly the same, but you know that she doesn't come to play. And by the way, one spray of this fragrance fills the whole room and it will last forever. Okay, performance here is not an issue at all. And it is something that I have smelled on somebody when they walked into the room, and I was on the other side of the room and I could smell her perfume. So very, very noticeable fragrance. Nobody can just not smell this scent right here. And especially, this is the type of scent that, you know, when you're getting dressed up, like you're doing your makeup before you're about to go out, and then you like spray this on and it's like, hold on, you're looking real good. Like, you sure, like we can't wait a couple hours, you know? It just oozes sex appeal. And yeah, it's good. It's this like creamy, lychee fragrance. All right, next is Salt and Pepper by Precious Liquid. Now, this was the first fragrance that Gabrielle mentioned when we were on that FaceTime last night. After we both sprayed on Tuxedo, I'm like, what other fragrances do that for you? And she's like, oh, Salt and Pepper. And to me, I totally see that. This is similar to Cedrat Boisé in a way that this makes women weak in the knees. This is not something you wear around your guy friends expecting them to be like, oh man, you smell so good. This is what you wear around women when you want them to say, damn, you are the sexiest person I've ever smelled in my life. Now, this is a peppery fragrance. It does have some saltiness to it, but honestly, the pepper really does carry, and there is ambroxan, and it's just this high quality niche fragrance that has mass appeal. And that's why I really love it a lot, because you know it has uniqueness. You know that it's a fragrance that, first of all, it's niche, so that already cancels out a lot of people wearing fragrances in general, right? But on top of that, it's not a popular niche fragrance, so it's almost like a niche scent because the brand isn't as well known. So this to me is like a secret weapon fragrance. And in fact, I did have a couple people. One was a girl that told me that she bought this for her boyfriend, and she's just always all over him whenever he wears it, and she doesn't want him to like wear it to work or anything like that because it's very like, it's become more of like a territorial thing for her where she's like, I don't want other women smelling that on you. And I've made a video with that topic before. That was also inspired by Gabrielle, where she said, like, these are the fragrances I don't want you wearing unless I'm there with you, you know? But of course, if you're in a relationship, you get it. All jokes, it's not like a serious possessive sort of thing, right? But yeah, this, with that DM, I was just laughing at it because I totally see it. And also this other guy that messaged me on Instagram said pretty much the same thing with his experience wearing this fragrance, that when he was around his guy friends before they were going to the club, they didn't really say anything about this scent, right? And then when they were at the club, so many girls were like just all up on him, smelling him. And the guys around him were wearing like 1 Million. They were wearing, what was it, like Dior Sauvage. And none of them got love but him. So they were all like, what's the name of your cologne, bro? Because like they wanted to kind of pull like that, you know? So Salt and Pepper just is that juice when it comes to the feminine nose. I really do love wearing it. Great fragrance as a standalone, but also really nice if you want to layer it with other things. Now, what's cool is when I went to Scent Explorer, I had the opportunity to meet like a lot of brands, and the owner of Precious Liquid is super dope. His name is Richard, and he said that he wants to run like a special discount for my followers only. So I have a discount called Melissa 40 where you get anything from the limited collection like Oud Symphony, Salt and Pepper, Tobacco, I think Tobacco Royale, for $40 off. And it's the cheapest price that you can get these fragrances everywhere. So even if you try to find it, like, I don't think you can find it in a local store, but all of these distribution sites, they won't have you get this for $40 off, you know? So it's the cheapest way that you can get it. And it's only running till the end of the year. But I thought that was really nice that he wanted to give back to, you know, this following that we got here, because I don't know, it was just really, really sweet. So the guy's really awesome. And yeah, if you want to take advantage and get Salt and Pepper or get any other limited collection Precious Liquid fragrance, you can use the code Melissa40 on their website. I'll link that down below as well. And I appreciate the support too. So I think that's really, really awesome. And the last one is Oud Wood. Now, what's interesting is actually Richard, the guy that made Precious Liquid, is the perfumer for Oud Wood. And I was like, no wonder I love his oud fragrances, because he made like Oud Symphony, he made this one, and those are like the only two oud fragrances that I really, really mess with. But anyways, besides that, this to me is still a unique fragrance. This to me is still somewhat of a bold fragrance when you're comparing it to what the general public typically wears. You know, it's not this ambroxan bomb that's been really dominant over the years with masculine colognes. It's not this floral, fruity, sweet fragrance that's been dominant with, you know, perfumes, but it's this very edgy, woody, almost airy sort of scent. And the thing that's kind of gotten people mad when I talk about Oud Wood is I say that I've worn it in the daytime. I've worn it when it was warmer outside, and people can't stand that. They're like, no, it's a cold weather fragrance. You can't do that. It's a special occasion scent, blah, blah, blah. I will wear whatever I want, and the internet will not stop me, all right? But I will say that wearing this in the daytime and wearing this when it's a bit warmer outside unravels a layer to this fragrance that you don't get when you're only wearing it at nighttime. So if you're only wearing this during dinner dates and stuff, yes, it smells good, but I have gotten a ton of compliments wearing this in actually 80-degree weather from so many people. It was absolutely crazy. But Oud Wood is something that kind of gets a bit of shit because performance is a big like downside for a lot of people. For me, I have still been complimented on this scent 6 hours after I initially applied it, but this is definitely something you can easily overspray. So if you're having problems with performance and you don't want to get something like Molecule 01, literally just spray more of it. I know that it's a pricier fragrance, but typically people buying things like Tom Ford Oud Wood aren't really tripping that much about spraying a bit more of it, you know? They're not really that worried. So really good scent. My favorite fragrance from Tom Ford that I have tried till this day. This is also something that smells good layered with other things. But yeah, when Gabrielle smells this one on me, it just drives her absolutely feral. So there are actually a couple more scents that I'm not going to mention in this video right now because I want to get them into my collection, but I've tried them recently at Scent Explorer and they are just so damn good. One of them is from Kajal Perfumes. One of them is from this brand called Algabra, which is a niche brand as well. But those just, they smelled so damn good. Really, really love them. All right, again, I'll put the discount link for these fragrances, the code, in case you're interested with, you know, the Precious Liquid scents, all of that in the description box, the comment section. Hope you have a good one. See you in the next video. Bye.